What if the future of the Los Angeles Lakers doesn't hinge on sheer talent alone, but on the razor-thin margins between swift decisions and haunting regrets? What if a single failed medical test can ripple through Lakers history, rewriting destinies, shaping legacies, and leaving fans clutching at what-ifs long after the buzzer sounds? Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where raw truth meets purple and gold passion. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a second of this drama. This season has been nothing short of a roller coaster one that threw Lakers fans into a stunning mix of hope, heartbreak, and disbelief, all wrapped around the seismic trade that brought Luka Doncic to L.A. February's Blockbuster sent shockwaves from Staples Center to every corner of the basketball world. A five-time All-Star, a player whose electrifying flair promised to reignite the Lakers' championship dreams. Doncic's arrival looked like the dawn of a new era. But as every Lakers faithful knows, no victory comes without sacrifice. To land this radiant star, the Lakers had to let go of one of their most iconic names, Anthony Davis, the defensive titan who anchored their paint presence. Just imagine that the man who had embodied Lakers grit and defense traded away to make room for a world-class playmaker. The paradox was brutal. In securing Doncic, the Lakers tore a gaping hole in their interior, a void that would haunt them through every play this season. Then came the whispers, the inside story, that Doncic himself was consulted on how to build this team. We're not talking about casual opinions. He specifically advocated for one young center, Mark Williams of the Charlotte Hornets. Standing at 7 feet, athletic, and defensive-minded, Williams was emerging quietly in the league, a diamond in the rough poised to break out. It was Doncic's vision he saw in Williams, the perfect complement, the yin to his offensive yang. Lakers management, riding the wave of excitement, moved quickly. Dalton Connect, a first-round pick, future picks swapped and gifted to Charlotte, all given in exchange. The trade was done, or so it seemed. The supposed deal-breaker, Williams failed his physical. One simple test that shattered dreams. Officially, the Lakers backed away citing medical reasons, but the silence afterward screamed louder than words. Mark Williams and his agent Jeff Schwartz both suggested the truth ran deeper. Was it fear, doubt, or second-guessing, a major red flag for a franchise desperate to build around Doncic's brilliance? The Lakers had a plan, a blueprint, until it fell apart, leaving a raw wound in their roster strategy with no center to plug the void. The paint became their Achilles heel, exploited relentlessly by opponents, eroding the purple and gold's defensive identity game after game. By playoff time, the damage was clear. For the second consecutive year, the curtains closed early in the Western Conference's opening round. Meanwhile, Mark Williams kept proving his worth across the league, his stats a glaring reminder of what Los Angeles had passed on: 15.3 points, 10.2 rebounds, to 0.5 assists per game, solid numbers for a rising star. And in a moment dripping with irony, Williams went head-to-head with the Lakers shortly after the failed trade, almost daring them to reconsider. 29 minutes on the court, 10 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists, powering Charlotte to a 100-97 victory against the very team that let him slip away. The tension was palpable, an opportunity lost, a chapter of Lakers history left unwritten. As the draft unfolded, Williams found himself shipped to the Phoenix Suns, a contender swelling with talent, now armed with a young center who could make runs deep into the playoffs. And just like that, the ghost of what might have been lurked in every Suns highlight reel, haunting Lakers fans and front office executives alike. Officially, the Lakers stuck to the physical exam narrative, but the lingering question remains: was it truly about health, or was the organization gripped by panic and doubt? When faced with the gravity of their gamble, whatever the reason, the fallout was real, immediate, and painful. But amid the ashes of that trade drama, a glimmer of hope emerged in July with the signing of Adrian season, towering, with playoff experience etched into his DNA, a 2-year, $16.6 million deal bringing size and toughness. Athens, arrival planted a seed for the Lakers' rebirth. Can he fill the monumental void left by Davis? Can he forge that elusive new synergy with Doncic, ignite a new Lakers renaissance, and finally break free from the curse of those all-too-familiar early playoff exits? The answer's still hanging in the balance, but one thing's clear: the failed Williams trade may carve itself into Lakers lore as the biggest what-if of this generation. And if Etan falters or Williams blossoms into a star in Phoenix, the Lakers front office will wrestle with that choice for years to come. Meanwhile, off the court, Another story unfolds Bronny James, the King's son, stepping bravely into his own journey. Rumors swirl that he might suit up for the legendary Drew League this weekend, a gritty, raw battleground steeped in LA basketball culture and history, where legends have sharpened their blades, LeBron himself included. Imagine Bronny lacing up in those same gym lights that once saw Kobe, Chris Paul, and even his father's jaw-dropping 42-point, 16-rebound comeback in 2022. For a young player finding his footing amidst the NBA's ruthless grind, the Drew League represents both a proving ground and a showcase of resilience, skill, and determination. Bronny's summer league performances have already pushed doubters aside, averaging over 14 points with poise far beyond his years. Whether or not he hits the Drew League court soon, the anticipation alone signals a new chapter unfolding, the relentless desire to rise, evolve, and claim his space in shadows cast by a legendary legacy. And then there's LeBron James, a name that transcends the game, a figure who inspires awe and divides opinion in equal measure. At 40, still defying time, still putting up numbers that challenge younger stars. Yet behind the scenes, an exhaustion whispers through NBA circles, a weariness with the endless cycle of drama, trade rumors, media frenzy, and expectation that shadows every summer and every move. LeBron isn't chasing records anymore. He's chasing that elusive fifth ring, that final chapter to etch him forever in the Mount Rushmore of the game. The Lakers know what LeBron means to their championship hopes. His presence drives every roster decision, every headline, every whisper of trade talks and locker room tension. But this relentless pressure takes its toll on the players, the front office, even the fans. And now, closer to the twilight of his career, with 2 or maybe 3 seasons left, LeBron's future looms like a question mark over Sunset Boulevard. Will the Lakers hold onto their king, or is the era of purple and gold on the precipice of a seismic shift? Speaking of seismic shifts, rumors now knit together a blockbuster 3-team trade involving none other than LeBron James, Bronny, the Dallas Mavericks, and Brooklyn Nets, proposing to shake the league to its core. Imagine LeBron reunited with old comrades, swinging the ship in Dallas alongside newcomers like Cooper Flag and Kyrie Irving, while the Lakers stockpile 5 promising players with long-term flexibility in exchange for their iconic leader. Daniel Gafford, P.J. Washington, and Jaden Hardy entering the purple and gold fold, as the Lakers quietly contemplate resetting their championship clock in hopes of attracting another superstar by 2026. This would be a trade that rewrites the very DNA of the franchise, trading past glory for potential future, star power for depth, saga for strategy. But at what cost? Loyalty, legacy, and the merciless march of the NBA as ever-shifting tides all collide here. Is this the courage the Lakers need to embrace reinvention, or a gamble that could lead to years lost, opportunities erased, and a fanbase left wrestling with doubts, with LeBron nearing the final act of a historic career? These decisions carry weight far beyond contracts and stats. They strike at the heart of what it means to be a Lakers team hungry for glory. As a lifelong Lakers fan, I can't help but feel the pulse of history echoing in every tick of this clock. From the jaw-dropping gamble for Doncic to the heartbreak of the Williams trade falling apart. From Bronny's tentative steps toward carving his legacy to LeBron's twilight battle against time and expectation, everything feels perched on a knife's edge. So is this the start of a new empire, or the beginning of our unraveling? Drop your take in the comments. I'll be reading everyone. Listen up, Lakers Nation, because this isn't just a game anymore. It's a war over our soul, our legacy, and the very heartbeat of everything purple and gold. When you sit back and watch these pieces shift, the almost trade of Mark Williams, the mystifying hesitations, the gamble on Adrian, it feels like the franchise is standing on a razor's edge, balancing between salvation and doom, legacy and forgotten history. And none of this drama unfolds in a vacuum. It's a brutal, pulsing saga where every move ripples through the locker, from Magic Johnson's Showtime glory to Kobe and Shaq terrorizing the 2000s with that ruthless three-peat, the champagne-soaked revenge after the heartbreak, the ecstasy of 2020's bubble banner, and the agonizing slide into uncertainty that gamers like us have had to endure ever since. This franchise wasn't built for half-steps or second-guessing. It was forged in fire and stitched together with championship DNA that demands boldness, yet somewhere along the way, hesitation crept into the very bones of Lakers decision-making. Think about it. Anthony Davis, the last unbreakable pillar standing tall in paint defense, traded away to chase a fairy tale promising untold greatness with Luka Doncic. Who dazzles us with flash and magic, but leaves massive questions hanging? About playmaking balance and defensive grit, the failed Williams deal slash that playing apart like a knife through silk, sending shockwaves that hit harder than any rival's dunk over LeBron's head. And now the Lakers try to bury that pain beneath the arrival of Adriaton, hoping he can not just fill Davis' colossal shadow, but set a new standard alongside Doncic. But is it even possible? Can Aton, with all his playoff experience and size, infuse the team with that gritty soul, that relentless hunger, that steel backbone we lost? Every check-in on this story makes it clear this season isn't just about wins or losses. It's about survival, identity, and the tortuous weighing of what legacies mean when the clock is mercilessly ticking on LeBron James' awe-inspiring career. Speaking of the king, make no mistake, this man is the defining force of our time. 40 years old and still talking about chasing that fifth ring. Still willing to carry the weight of a franchise ravaged by past mistakes and hopeful gambles. But the underlying tension is palpable. The whispers of exhaustion, the silent battle between pushing forward or finally conceding to the ravages of time. Every step LeBron takes echoes in every corner of Los Angeles, from the streets where kids dream in purple and gold to the high-rise offices where Jeannie Buss resolved to hold onto her father's legacy, is now tangled with the shadowy allure of billionaire sharks, in that very dynasty. Imagine if a new owner stepped in or some wild card disrupted the fragile power balance. Would Jeannie fight to keep the clan intact or reluctantly hand over the keys to a new empire that might reshape Lakers history forever? The weight of those decisions crushes everything beneath every fan's hope, every player's psyche, and every sunrise dawned on the edge of transformation or tragedy. Meanwhile, Bronny steps into the spotlight like a flickering flame lighting the nightgown, full of promise, but carrying a burden heavier than most realize, being LeBron's son, navigating a world that measures every move against a legend's towering shadow. This summer's rumor mill about him suiting up in the brutal Drew League shows his hunger, the fire to prove he's not just a legacy, but a force on his own terms. And isn't that what we all want? Deep down, a new chapter, a new kind of glory. But the Lakers' soul isn't just suspended on one lineage. Austin Reeves, the gritty, heart-on-the-sleeve warrior, embodies that purple and gold grind. That streetwise tenacity that built this franchise through decades of sweat and battle scars. He's the underdog everyone roots for, the reminder that sometimes heart outweighs sheer star power. Yet with the shifting tides, we ask, will Reeves find the spotlight he deserves, or get drowned in more chaos as front office decisions whipsaw the team's chemistry? And while this drama unfolds, look west. The competition isn't just watching, they're feasting. The Warriors, golden dynasty of recent years, eye every Lakers misstep like a hawk poised to snatch the throne back. Denver's relentless juggernauts, Phoenix's rising fire stoked by the very players we once coveted and lost, and the Clippers, forever lurking in the same shadows, waiting to capitalize on every crack in our armor. The Western Conference is a war zone primed to exploit Lakers' instability as much as to be tested by Doncic's brilliance and Aiton's potential renaissance. But here's what slams hardest in the gut: each missed opportunity, each failed trade, each passing season that ends as soon as another scar to a franchise that once dazzled the world with Showtime's magic-assisted fast breaks and Kobe's relentless warrior spirit. That pain hangs over us like the neon glow outside Crypto.com arena, a constant reminder that purple and gold isn't just colors, it's a bloodline of relentless pursuit, of heartbreaking near misses, of roaring comebacks and painful falls. So when these whispers swirl out, Blockbuster LeBron trade shaking the bones of the league, Bronny's bold rise, Aiton's fight to replace the giant, the front office's restless gamble on the future is not just basketball. It's a deep, raw chord struck in every Laker fan's heart. Look at it like this: every decision, every move, every what if is a ripple across the vast ocean of Lakers history, threatening to swell into a tidal wave that can either wipe out the old guard or carry a new dynasty to heights only dreamed of. But what if all these calculations, this intricate chess game, ends up alienating the very essence, the fans, the players, the spirit that made this franchise immortal in the first place? What if chasing the future blinds the front office to the soul that already exists in the locker room? What if LeBron's final act is torn between carrying the weight alone and passing it on before the world watches his legend fade? And what if Bronny, under the brightest, harshest spotlight imaginable, either rises as the torchbearer or chokes under the crushing legacy? You feel it, don't you? That pulse of desperation mixed with hope, The anxious electricity in every conversation and every impatient sigh in the stands. Because Lakers basketball isn't just about the scoreboard. It's about history's relentless ghosts pushing us forward and the blazing inferno of hope, daring us to believe in what's next. So as this franchise teeters on the edge of reinvention or ruin, as trades loom, as drafts beckon, as locker rooms bristle with tension and promise, remember this: Lakers basketball is never for the faint of heart. It's for warriors, for believers, for those who live and breathe every second in purple and gold fire. And as a Laker till the day I die, here's what I see coming: either the dawn of a breathtaking new empire built on smart risk and raw determination, or the slow unraveling of a dynasty too proud to change fast enough. The crossroads have never felt this sharp or this personal. Now I want to hear it from you. Drop your rawest take below. Every true believer in purple and gold. What's our fate? Redemption or regret? Glory or goodbye? This is our story. Let's write it loud.